Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being so flexible today. I mean, it's not like you had a choice. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try to go over a few things. I've changed a few things on your Moodle, and I don't want you to fall behind and feel like you have to catch up and rush on rush with everything else at a later date. Okay, so my goal today, let me share my screen with you. My goal today was actually to do this CV review. So, especially my Tuesday morning, not Tuesday morning, first Tuesday group. So that one at 13:45, awful lesson on my part, and I apologize. I've said it via email already, but the more I did it during the week, the better the lesson became. And I'm really sorry you guys had to had to deal with a crappy lesson. In any case, we'll do this next week. So you might remember week 4 was when you had off, but actually, since I'm sick today, you have off today. So everyone has to come next week instead of this week. Yeah, so week 4, I did a new CV task. I think much better vocabulary here, some phrases, and then interview questions at the bottom. So next week, the beginning of class, we'll just do a little quote unquote CV review. It's just business English phrases and vocabulary that I think is easier to merken, easier to remember, easier to use, and very common expressions. This is what I should have done instead of trying to cram 100 things into the lesson. Okay, so we'll do that next week. Then we'll do a summary quiz. Then we'll do some discussion questions, and then I'll let you write your summary, begin writing your summary next week. So what does that mean, excuse me, for this week, for today? Excuse me. Well, you have to write a summary for your RWA1. It's not graded, it's 0% of your grade, but if you ask for feedback, I will give it to you. Now, here's what an example summary looks like. This is a clear 3. So this is a pass. Wasn't bad, wasn't great. And we'll talk into, I think if you did the homework last week, you learned some stuff about subject-verb agreement and writing sentences that flow correctly. We'll also review that in next week. And this week's homework will be about writing better paragraphs, style of an English summary, and so on. But I just want to give you a brief overview of why this summary is a 3 and how to improve it. So let's say you ask me, Andrew, can you give me the most feedback possible on my summary? You'll get something like this. Okay? So first and foremost, the problem with this summary is the paragraphs are too short. It doesn't follow good paragraph structure. You're going to read for homework that each paragraph should have a topic sentence. So a general sentence that introduces a new topic that you're going to explain in the paragraph. And then you need a supporting detail. So one piece of information that supports this topic sentence, and then you need what is called evidence. So you need to go even more specific. Um, so give facts, figures, numbers, exact example. This is how every paragraph in English is written. If this is unclear to you, don't worry about it. You click on this document that I assigned you for homework. You go to the paragraph writing section. This is going to be your homework tonight, and it explains everything in more detail. So topic sentence, supporting detail in green, and evidence in blue. And then it explains an example of a bad paragraph, and then it explains how to take information from the article in general. So even though it says homework 2, you need this document for this homework and this homework here. Okay, so back to the summary. The paragraphs are, as I said, too short. They don't follow the good paragraph structure. There are some good things here, like the person has good linking words, secondly, thirdly, to summarize, introduction is correct. So it's not like this is bad, as I said. It's like a 3 plus. Now, if you ask for severe feedback, I explain everything. Here are all the punctuation, so Rechtschreibungen, Rechtschreibung mistakes, um, just spelling errors, all things like basic mistakes. Then I give an explanation why the grammar or vocabulary isn't good. And then here I suggested better vocabulary that would hit the B2 level. Now, I need you guys to be aware. This summary was before students were allowed to rewrite their summary for a better grade. So I used to give them the answers. I used to say, okay, fixated should be preoccupied, follows up with should be proceeds to. But because you guys need to rewrite your summaries, I can't give you these answers because then it's like me doing the work for you. So what I will do is if you ask for severe feedback, I will tell you which pieces of vocabulary need to be improved, and I will suggest some resources where you can find this, like thesaurus.com or Leo or something like that. I'll give you some, I'll direct you, I'll point you in the right direction, but I won't give you the answer directly. Okay, so you will have to write a summary for your first reading and writing assignment. It will be between 250 to 500 words. Now, what is your summary going to be about? Well, we'll talk about that next week, but I have written an article. I wrote it last semester for my KF students in one class because they were mostly Vivi and Wirtschaftspädagogik students. So it was something that was quite interesting to them. It's a little bit philosophical, it's a little bit economic based. If you don't want to do this, it's long, there's a lot of vocabulary. Maybe you find this incredibly boring. I'm going to allow you to choose your own article as well instead of this one, okay? However, if you read mine and you write about it, I will give you one lip task just for reading my article. How do I know you read it? Well, you write a summary based on it, so then I know you read it. The reason I'm giving you one lip task is this article is 5 pages on Word, or 4 pages, and there's a lot of vocabulary, and so I will give you a lip task just for reading it. Okay, so I know I'm jumping around here. I don't want to give away too much because I know if I tell some students too much information, they'll start writing the summary immediately. They'll just go ahead and do it without further steps. So I don't want you to do that. I just wanted to show you this is an example summary I got last year. Paragraphs were too short, and this is the kind of feedback you can expect to get if you ask for severe feedback. Now, this person didn't make any real grammar mistakes. So if you make a grammar mistake, I will tell you what the grammar mistake is, and then I will also explain it in detail. So I will really give you all of my effort if you ask for severe feedback. All right? So that is an example summary. You can read through it and then look through my feedback. And then what I'd like you to do for homework is read part 2 in document from homework 2. So last week I gave you this. I said, read this part about sentences. We're going to review this next week too, because a lot of German speakers write sentences that are a total mess. So I said, please do part 1, subject, verb, object. We will review this in case you didn't understand, and we'll ask you if you have any questions next week. So for homework this week, I also, you're supposed to have done the first quiz. Oh, and a piece of information, guys. If you didn't put a punct at the end of the sentences or commas or something, the quiz will tell you you got it wrong. But it doesn't mean you got it wrong. It's just a Rechtschreibung is a problem. Okay, so I'm also going to review this quiz in class next week. This week for homework, I'd like you to read this paragraph section. Okay? And then I'd also like you, I was gonna have you do this next week for homework, but since you don't have class, I just want you to read all of this. Then read part 3, general tips about summaries. Okay, so this is general tips. Like a lot of people use the word humans in writing because they want to say Leute or Personen, Menschen. So instead say individuals, don't copy and paste from the article. Yeah, for a summary, do not inject your opinion. There's some grammar tips here. There's linking word tips. There's style tips here. And then the best part, I think, most useful for you guys is talking about umgangssprachliches English versus written English. So, right, to think about becomes to consider, to take part becomes participate, and yeah, bunch of other information here. So basically what I want you to do for homework is read this entire document. Read this entire document. I know it's a lot, but it's like your writing Bible. Okay? Then you have another piece of homework. Actually, uh yeah, another piece of homework. Click this link here and read how to paraphrase. There's no real deadline on this. You can even read this as you write. I don't care. But I hate the fact that KF, it's like we dump everything in this class and then we like have to finish it. But there's too much information for me to cover in one class while also giving you the opportunity to speak. So again, this is optional. You don't have to do this, but paraphrasing is like, I don't know if it's like umschreiben or whatever, but it's like basically how you take the words of the author and make them your own words without copying them directly. You can watch this video even instead if you don't want to read anything. You can also use this app, Scribr, or this website, and you can type your summary in there, and it will tell you how to paraphrase better. You guys can also use resources like Grammarly. So you can go to maybe Grammarly.com. You go here. Uh, you can I don't remember if you have to sign up or if you can use it without signing up. But even if it's free, I don't know how you feel. I know Europeans are much different than Americans with data. We're just like, please take my data and use it however you want. So I don't know if you want to sign up, but if you sign up and you type in your summary, it will tell you all the grammar mistakes. Yeah, it'll tell you all the grammar mistakes and Rechtschreibung mistakes and so on. You can use this stuff too. I even let you use this on the final exam. So I definitely recommend that. And one last piece of information. I don't think this is cheating. In fact, I know it's not cheating. I don't care what anybody says. It's not cheating to me because you're actually learning from it. It's like it's like autodidactism. So it's self-learning. Excuse me. Almost done here. So go to ChatGPT. I don't know if you guys are signed up, but I am. I use it a lot for teaching. Um, but I have to tell you that ChatGPT doesn't always give you 100% correct answer. You should still proofread it yourself. You should still look at it yourself. But it's a great like Grundlage. It's a great basis for improving. So for example, tell me all the grammatical errors in this summary. Please correct this at the B2 level according to the CEF, Common European Framework. That's how we grade. Then you take your summary. Ah, crap, I meant to, I thought I hit control. Hold on, sorry, sorry for this. 1 second, let me hit stop generating. Or let me just refresh. Yeah, so let me do that again. Tell me all the grammatical and let's say and punctuation, which is Rechtschreibung, punctuation errors in this summary. Please. Oh, great. Now I'm on US. In this summary, please correct it according to the B2 level, or please correct it at the B2 level according to the CEF. Okay. You spell according right, that would probably be helpful, huh? Then you paste your summary, you hit enter. Let's see what it says. Okay, so then it's going to correct it for you. For example, the author clarifies, I believe. Yeah, firstly, the author clarifies it. So here's a mistake. The author clarifies it is clarified. So here's a mistake. It corrects it for you automatically here. Look what it did with the paragraphs too. It made the paragraphs bigger. I mean, number 2 is quite small, but at least this one is bigger. Actually, your introduction paragraph doesn't have to be this big, but I think it's doing the best it can with the information that I gave it, and this already looks better than the original here. So after ChatGPT does this, you should definitely check it and make sure it fits with the things that I told you in the document, like the paraphrasing is correct, um, the vocabulary is correct, like umgangssprachliches English versus written English. But what I'm trying to tell you here, this is a great time-saving tool. We all live in a modern, busy world. Machines should help make our lives easier, and ChatGPT is not evil monster that's going to destroy education. I think it's really going to help us do things more quickly. So you can do this if you'd like, and I'll still give you feedback if you ask for it. Okay, so just to review before I let you go, have a look at this example summary with the feedback. Read part 2 in this document here. Read this here about paraphrasing, and read part 3 in this document here. Then, next week when we meet, we'll do CV review. So you'll practice some speaking at the beginning. We'll do a quiz on summary writing, so about paragraphs and some other stuff, just to check your understanding of the homework. Then we'll do some more discussion questions where you're going to build some vocabulary, and the discussion questions are based on my article here. Then you'll read this article for homework or choose your own article. Now, one more thing, guys. If you choose your own article, you have to tell me what it is, and I have to approve it. Yeah, I have to give you my approval because I want to make sure you're reading an article that demonstrates a good writing style. All right. If you have any questions, because this was a little unclear, I had a fever last night. I got a headache. I'm not feeling 100%. And you know me, guys, after 2 lessons, I'm a little bit of a chaotic person. So if things are not immediately clear, please feel free to text me, send me an email, or ask me a question next week. Please remember, we all have to come to class next week. All right, guys. Thank you for listening, and I wish you a very nice day and week.